of Marketing4Notaries, which contains the 5-point marketing system that really helps you hone in on your hyper local marketing and build your know, like, and trust factor in your community. And it comes with a system for follow-ups as well as networking. I am also an author. I launched my first book last year, you guys. I still cannot believe it. I still have to pinch myself. But I wrote a book all about that 5-point marketing system. It is available on Amazon and it's called On the Move, the relationship-based 5-point marketing solution for mobile business success. And it's a great book, you guys, because it's not specific to mobile notaries. I'm talking about mobile business in general. So there's some great tips and tricks in there for you to learn to apply to your own business. And then I'm also the co-founder of the Certified Notary Trust Delivery Agent program, where we teach notaries how to partner with and properly market to estate planning professionals in your community. And you also might recognize me from TNT, where I am the co-host with the one and only Laura Bewer. All right, let's just get the mistakes that notaries make right out of the way. Okay. I want you to take every rule you've had right now that you've ever heard about social media and just erase that chalkboard of knowledge in your head. Just erase it. Let's talk about the mistakes first so we can stop making these immediately. One of the biggest mistakes that I see a lot of notaries try to make, especially in the beginning, is sounding very corporate. There is a difference between marketing yourself nationally and marketing yourself hyper locally to your community, which is what we do with our service-based notary business. We are hyper local marketing. And sounding too corporate and too stiff and too tight and using too many, I guess, business buzzwords doesn't make you sound approachable. Remember, the point of utilizing social media is to grow your know, like, and trust factor in your community. The other mistake we make as notaries is we sound like walking resumes. Notaries love to brag about how much E&O insurance they have, brag about their bond, brag about they've closed this many loans or settled this many estates or worked on these many we just love to show off our credentials. Guys, in the real world of non-notaries, nobody cares. It's boring. I call it being a walking resume. And it's one of the easiest things to do, which is why it gets the least amount of traction. So no one needs you to walk around bragging. And I mean, I'm not saying you don't tell people if you've got a new certification or you've joined a new group, but we don't need to hear all the walking resume stuff. The other thing we try and do is create a brochure for our business because it's a heck of a lot easier to get on Canva and just create little avatars and things and create a brochure version of ourselves, right? Instead of putting our real self out there. But the truth of the matter is you're a notary. You're being invited into people's homes and places of business and at, different local shops around town to work with people on their most intimate and private information. They don't want a brochure. They want to know like they're sitting with somebody and working with somebody that they can connect to and feel has a pulse, right? Is a real live person. The next thing I see a lot of is promotional posts. And what I mean by that is all people do is post a graphic about, I offer wedding officiant services. I offer mobile notary services. I offer apostille services. And while those posts are fine, you need to branch out and post a rhythm of different types of post to make you stand out and create that know, like, and trust factor in your community. Now, this one's a biggie. This one drives me crazy. marketing to other notaries. We spend a great deal of time, we, collective we as notaries, spend a great deal of time talking about notary specific things on our social media. General population, Gen Pop, they don't care, guys. They do not care about notary centered things. I found the best deal on a stamp at the NNA, or Jen has a great course on marketing, or did you hear about this new community? Those are influencer types of posts, and you are not trying to be an influencer in this space. You are trying, and this is something you should remind yourself daily when you get frustrated with social media. You are trying to simply grow your know, like, and trust factor in your community. That's your focus. And then the other one is inconsistent posting. Social media is not going to help you if you are not using it consistently and setting up a rhythm. Guys, social media does not have to be a burden. We've overcomplicated it and made it into something that makes us feel tied down, bogged down, and it doesn't have to be that way. If we recalibrate our thoughts on social media and get off the idea of trying to be an influencer and use it for what it is, which is free advertising, then you will see a transition with your social media. Excuse me. All right, we've all heard that word algorithm. The algorithm, the algorithm, the algorithm. The algorithm is what drives each social media platform, and each algorithm prioritizes different things. For today's purposes, I am talking about the Instagram slash Facebook algorithm. This is the Meta Business Suite. When you are starting in social media, it's very important to pick one platform to start with. Don't try and work across all platforms. That will wear you out. Just pick one and get really good at it. And so I recommend Instagram and Facebook because you kind of get a twofer there for the price of one. Plus, there's so many different great Facebook groups that communities host all across the country and for every kind of different activity and interest you can think of, that it makes it easy to get into those Facebook groups and start letting people get to know you. Now, the algorithm changes prioritization frequently. I'm sure you've seen posts. The Google algorithm changed today. The Instagram algorithm changed today. So let's talk about what the algorithm actually prioritizes, not what you think it prioritizes. Because I'm gonna guess, maybe wrong, but I'm gonna guess that a lot of you think that the algorithm prioritizes likes and followers, and that is not necessarily true. One of the things that, sorry, I had to look at my notes over here. One of the things that the algorithm prioritizes is your conversation and your interaction. So if you're spending your time on Facebook and Instagram and you're just going through and throwing a thumbs up or a heart on every post, thinking that classifies as conversation, you're wrong. You need to actually make comments. You need to say, thank you for sharing. I enjoyed this because I appreciate your perspective because this means a lot to me because I enjoy this too because, and give a reason. Create a little bit of interaction. Once you start doing that over time, then the algorithm will pick up on that and realize, oh, you're somebody who likes to converse with your audience. We're going to push you out a little farther to some more people and see if we can challenge you to speak with more people. The second one is your know, like, and trust factor. And what this means is doing the things that I'm going to show you next that are necessary to keep a steady rhythm, to keep yourself front and center, and to keep yourself selling without actually selling and feeling like a smarmy salesperson. One of the biggest requests I get, I say, it's not really a question, it's a request, is help me figure out how I can sell my business without actually having to get out and knock on doors and shake hands and introduce myself and pass out pop-ins. I'm too introverted, Jen. I cannot get out there and be around people. Fine. Then you need to really dive into your social media. You can't have it both ways, guys. You can't not be on social media and not be out in your community. You have to be out in your community somewhere because your community is who feeds you. So, working to join the different positive Facebook groups that are out there, joining different clubs that are out there, even if you enjoy volunteering, joining the Lions Club in your community is a great way to help grow your know, like, and trust factor in your community. But scouring those two websites, Facebook and Instagram, for ways that you can get involved and finding the things that do mean something to you so you can carry that on. And instead of having to go out all the time and be in public, you can take some time to sit behind your computer like we all want to do, right? And without selling, just by being a service-based, kind-hearted person can help grow that know, like, and trust factor in your community. Comments are always prioritized over likes. Saves, if somebody saves your information, that is always prioritized over if they share it. And DMs, creating a post that prompts somebody to reach out to you in a DM, that is over everything. So if you want to tackle social media with the mindset of I'm going to create posts that get people to DM me, your your algorithm will push you out even faster. All right. Let's talk about some of the updates you need to know for 2026. Bragging moment. Isn't this a beautiful young lady? She's my social media manager. She's also my daughter. Very proud of her. She's an entrepreneur like her mom and has a nationwide social media management company. And she was just on Marketing4Notaries last month talking to us about the social media updates you need to know about. This is why I wanted you to erase all your preconceived notions of what you've thought in the past. Now, hashtags, usually when you would pull up an Instagram post last year, you would see people sharing in the caption, like, 15 different hashtags. That's not the case anymore. Instagram only allows 5 hashtags now. So you need to think about those hashtags thoughtfully because a hashtag is how people search by subject matter instead of content creator. So hashtag loan signings will pull up, if you go in the search bar, it will pull up all the posts that share that hashtag loan signings or hashtag estate planning. But now you're limited to 5. That's it. It won't allow you to post any more than 5 hashtags, which means the days of posting hashtag notary public, hashtag notary today, hashtag notary life, hashtag notary business, hashtag notary training, hashtag notary whatever, and having a big list of all the different notary hashtags, those days are over. You need to be a little more thoughtful in the hashtags that you're using. So here's what we're going to recommend to you. I want you to use a hashtag for the audience that you are creating a post for. And if you're creating a post about knowing the difference between a jurat, and an acknowledgement, that post is not for notaries public because we already know the difference between, hopefully, between a jurat and an acknowledgement. You're creating a post to grow your know, like, and trust factor in your community. So for me, my post would be Dallas, or my hashtag, excuse me, would be Dallas, Texas, because that is the audience I'm speaking to. If I wanted to drill down even farther, I would say hashtag Coppell, Texas, because that's the actual community within Dallas where I live. You then want to have a hashtag about what you're talking about, right? So this is where you might have your notary centered hashtag, and you'll might want to put in notary advice, notary, or just the word notary. But you'll notice when you're putting in these hashtags into Instagram, it pulls up different hashtags that are already existing, already out there. Look for the ones that have the most shares, the most activity. If you pull up something for notary and it's notary life and it has 1.2 million um, looks, and you pull up notary, just notary, and it only has 700,000 looks, post it in Notary Life so more people would be likely to see it. Those numbers tell you how many people are using those hashtags. So you want to post your audience, you want to post what you want to hashtag your audience, you want to hashtag what you're talking about. You want to throw a hashtag in there. Excuse me. You want to throw a hashtag in there on who you are marketing this to. Is it a specific estate planning? Is it estate planning? Is it loan signings? Is it medical facilities? Is it care facilities, palliative care? Get a little more detailed on who you're throwing that post to. And then your last two you can use for location or to even refine the post down even more. But we need to get away from the idea of hashtagging everything. We're now controlled with only five. You also want to spend a little time educating yourself about hooks. Because here's the thing, a hook is what gets somebody's attention. Did you know this is the biggest mistake notaries make? That's a hook. Have you heard this rumor about fill in the blank? That's a hook. Those kinds of attention grabbing things, and these are things that you can learn all about through ChatGPT or even Google. Those are the kind of things that get people's attention. So hooks at the top of a post are really important, especially in your talking videos and any of your educational videos. And I'm going to show you examples of all of these in just a moment. The next thing you need to remember is everybody gets all excited about viral. Viral, viral, viral. I want to go viral. Stop thinking that way. You're not trying to become an influencer. That's not what you're there for. You're not marketing to everybody in the country. You are marketing to a specific set of people in, like for my case, Coppell, Texas, or Dallas, Texas, right? You're not trying to be an influencer. Being an influencer is a full-time job that takes thousands of dollars and hours and hours and hours of resources every single month. You're just trying to get your name out there and get people to recognize you and feel like they should trust you. So stop putting all that pressure on yourself that you want to be the next influencer. If that's something that you want to do, then do that fully. Embrace being an influencer, but you ain't gonna have time for your notary business if that's what you're gonna do. The next thing is carousels right now are performing really, really well. And a carousel is just a collection of graphics together where you post like five, six, seven graphics together and people can just slide through and learn quickly. Carousels are doing really well right now. But again, not if that's all you do. We need to have a little variety in your posting. But to give yourself a break from doing talking videos, throwing in a carousel or two a week is a great way to take an easier route for a post. And consistency, and I am just finding this word to be true in life, in social media, in my business, in everything I do. Consistency over everything. Stop worrying. This post didn't get any likes. This post didn't get any comments. I'm just going to give up. Mm-mm. People, how many times have you been scrolling through your phone and you see a post and it makes you laugh or it makes you think, and you don't hit that heart button? You don't hit that like button. You just think it in your head. People are still seeing what you're putting out there, but they're not always going to click the like button or the share button or the hey, I want to DM you about this button. You being consistent is what builds your trust factor. It shows your community and the people who will potentially hire you that no matter what, this person, this notary, is posting consistent information several times a week and has now become my go-to resource for, my notarial needs. It's a great way, like I said, that consistency is going to grow. That's what grows trust and the know and like factor as well. And while all this sounds completely overwhelming, it is 2026 and you do not have to sit down and post every single day. There's no more of that. There's a lot of resources out there. One of them is Metricool, which I recommend, and I'm going to put that in the chat. They do have a um, they do have a free version. Sorry. They do have a free version of Metricool, and then, of course, a paid version as you get to know the system a little better. But this is a platform that will allow you to post across multiple platforms. Meaning, if you are a little more advanced in social media and you've already nailed Facebook and Instagram, this will also allow you to post on YouTube and LinkedIn and Google Business Profile and TikTok and all the other stuff out there. But please don't feel pressure yet. You have to start somewhere. Start with Facebook and Instagram. Start creating habits around one thing. And then when you're ready down the road, you can graduate to other platforms and apply these same principles. Okay, so here's what you're actually going to post. You're going to post educational information, behind the scenes information, talking videos. Yep, you're going to have to talk on the video. Yep, you're going to have to show a little bit of your personality, but that's what grows the know, like, and trust factor. You want to post community-based content. You want to post a content that establishes your authority in this space as a notary public, but you want to do it in a way that doesn't sound arrogant, obviously. And then you want to have posts that invite those direct messages that the algorithm really, really loves. So let me show you what each of these could look like for you. If you guys want to take a picture of these slides, I absolutely invite you to do that. In fact, Teresa, I will email this slide presentation to you. If anybody would like to get a copy of it, you guys can reach out. I'd love for you to have these ideas to get you started. Now,
Okay, sounds good.
these are not all the educational posts that I could think of. I just wanted to give you guys some ideas to start sparking different ideas in your own brain. So these are some ones that I've noticed over time that have gotten some really good traction for me and others in their community. The first one is about educating people about being a notary public. And here you want to be careful because you don't want it to be boring. So you want to come at it from the point of view of the person watching. And one of the things that we talk about that we we fret about sometimes is a bad notary getting a hold of something and invalidating a document, especially if it's an estate planning document, right? And the person isn't has passed on and isn't here to defend themselves. So a great educational post is one mistake that causes notarizations to be rejected is using the wrong certificate language for your state or fill in the blank there. So you can list out some things that cause rejection, and you can use this example more than once. This could be something you post once a month to remind people the importance of notarization, and it's not just stamping and signing. You might want to put down why your ID might not be accepted. What are the rules in your state about ID acceptance? And then what to do if your ID is expired. What Tell that person who's elderly and living in an assisted living home that hasn't had to worry about a driver's license in years, what they can do to prove their identity and why it's important because they're not thinking about that. And then you might want to be able to, or you might want to take a moment to lay out the capacity. What does being aware mean? Because if you've been in this business for any length of time, we've all been to those appointments where we walked in and we're like, really? You thought this person was aware? And we knew we couldn't do the notarization, right? So educating your public on what willing and aware actually means is vital for them to understand how this process works. Now, behind the scenes content is always a big deal, always a big deal. Here are some ideas for notaries. When you're packing up your bag and you're getting ready to leave today, from throwing your thermos of coffee and your lunch to your journal into your bag and talking through it and sharing what your day looks like, anything that's behind the scenes, people love that. There's a lot of get ready with me posts. That's a GRWM, to think that through, post. You'll see that acronym, get ready with me. This could be putting makeup on, but it could also mean setting up the signing room, getting people water, making sure people and things are comfortable in the room. And then you can talk about how you prep before you walk into a signing. What are you doing? What tools are you making sure you have available? And then you could do an end of the day reset as well, which talks about here's what I do when I get home, here's how I log all of my jobs and what I did today, and here's how I track everything. I'm not asking you to give away all your secrets, but this is a great way to show some behind the scenes stuff and still keep it notary centered so people never forget that you are a notary. And that way, the more they see this stuff, the more they're going to want to reach out to you when they need a notary. Now, this is the biggie because a lot of people don't like doing the talking videos, and I include myself in that. I I don't like them, but it's uncomfortable. It feels weird. It's all the things. However, the behind the scenes and the talking videos are the things that create the most engagement for me, and I know this. And I also know that doing the hard things means I'm growing and learning. It doesn't mean it's wrong just because I feel like it's hard. It just means I've not done it enough yet. I'm not fully comfortable in it yet. So if you want to create some talking videos, here's three more ideas for you. And I am talking about holding your phone. You don't need any special equipment. You don't need the lighting. You don't need all that stuff. You are holding your phone in front of your face and saying, here's a quick tip if you're scheduling a notary for the first time, maybe some questions to ask. Um, and then you're posting that on social media. You don't have to be perfect when you're talking. You can say but not too much. You can say like, but not too much. You don't have to get a perfect clip. That's where I got hung up in the beginning. In life, as is mirrored in social media, Your vulnerabilities are the things that attract people to you, not the things that scare people away from you. So if you make a mistake just like that, like I just did, or you have to reroute really quickly, it's not a big deal. It's okay. It's called charm. At least that's what I call it. Um, this is also a great time to do, educate the public on notaries in general. If they ask you to backdate something, if they ask you to change dates on something, here's why you need to understand that this isn't good. You can't do that. And then you can also explain why you ask certain questions before you quote a price, like why you don't have a price sheet, perhaps, and why you need to talk through it. You can explain that in a talking video. Here's where you can really shine. Here's where you can really make a difference in the things that we think are important on Facebook, like likes and shares and comments. Anything you do that's community based. Again, you're not trying to be an influencer. You're trying to grow your know, like, and trust factor in your community. There are ways to say that. I've got three of them up here where you're either referencing your own city or county, or you're referencing a local UPS store, or you're referencing a favorite coffee shop. But you could do this for other things too. You could do this with, hey, I live in Texas, so this is a big deal where I live. Hey, high school football starts next week. Who's going to the game? Who bought tickets? Who still needs to get tickets? Here's where you can get tickets. The library is having a spring fest. I'm sponsoring a table. I would love to see you there. And even if you're not sponsoring a table, the library is having a spring fest. The senior center is hosting a talk on I don't know, finances in your 80s. Spread that out to the community. It's a way for people to see your interest in the place that you are trying to grow your know, like, and trust factor, your own community. So think about the things that happen in your town. And if you are ever stuck for a post and just can't think of anything, pull up what's going on near me this weekend and throw up a quick post about it. It's okay to promote other people's things. You also want to make sure you sound like an authority. You want to make sure you sound like an authority without sounding like a snoot, a snob. So, a way to do that is to talk about the things that you've had to deal with frequently. And I've given you some examples here. I've handled this situation enough times to spot problems early. Here's why you should fill in the blank. Um, and the one of the ones I love is, experience teaches you what Google can't, because most people nowadays, where do we go when we want an answer for something? Straight to Google. But you can use that as a this authority without sounding arrogant. You could air. What did I say? Arrogant? I can't even talk today, you guys. Sorry. That you can use it as authority without sounding arrogant, just by creating a space for you to share some of your lessons learned along the way and why you have the processes you have now, because there's been issues in the past and you want to make sure everything's done right. What I don't want you to say, what I don't want you to say if I see this post one more time, honestly, I'm certified, bonded, trained, background check, and a notary. Everybody says that. I mean, that's kind of assumed, I would hope, if you're going to be a notary in your state. So use, instead of, if that's where your brain is going, I want to show off my authority by showing that I'm bonded and trained and background check. Great. But let's do it from a different angle. Let's do it from an angle of experience. Let's do it from an angle of asking questions and handling situations. And these are the posts that naturally invite DMs. So you definitely want to cycle these through on your social media posts because a combination of all of these will definitely keep you from being bored when it comes to social media. This is just a post that's going to invite someone to send you a private direct message. DMs, according to the updated algorithm for 2026, are the new intake form, guys. So if you can create posts that have people DM you, that is really going to have the algorithm push your content more to the top and get you noticed more. And again, here are some examples to do it. If you're not sure what kind of notarization you need, shoot me a DM, message me. And that's not you practicing the unauthorized, or that's not you practicing law unauthorized. That is you saying if you don't know if you need a notarization or not, message me. Because if you've been doing this job long enough, you will have people that call you over thinking that you can create documents for them. I've had that happen to me a few times. I can't. I could have saved everyone time if they had DM'd me and I explained that I can't do that for them. Again, happy to explain how this works before you book with me, how much time it's going to take, how much you're going to need to bring to the table as far as will you need pens, will you need your driver's license, things like that. And this is a great way, and I think everybody should be throwing this out at least like once a quarter. Do you have questions about ID? Ask me before your appointment. Shoot me a quick DM, and that'll get them to send you a private message. Now, warning, if you're going to ask people for DMs, make sure you respond to them. So this is going to add a little second layer. So this might be kind of a level up from the other things we were talking about. But again, this is what the algorithm is prioritizing. Okay. The biggest question I get asked on a daily basis is, Jen, how can I sell without selling? How can I how can I stop feeling like I have to feel like this smarmy sales guy on the screen, a used car salesman? I don't want to feel that way. It makes me feel oogie. Well, stop it. Stop pitching yourself all the time. Instead of saying, book me when you need a notary, which is easy and not really a call to action at all, um, use your experience to show how you handle these tough situations, how you shed light on things that people don't realize, and the things you wish your clients knew before they called. We all have these. Use these as ways of selling yourself without actually coming up with a sales pitch. And how often do I post? How often do I post? This is the big question. I just gave you a bunch of different ideas on ways to post, what to post, right? When to post. This is your minimum requirement, okay? That's on the screen. Minimum 3 a week. And you can do Saturday or Sunday if you want to include them in your week. When I say 3 a week, I mean Monday through Friday. If you want to make an impact faster, this needs to be 5 days a week. Now, a lot of people will tell you multiple times a day. A lot of people will tell you certain times of day, all those things. Here's the truth. You need to have a business account that you are using so you can track your analytics. And over time, you will see what your audience prefers. So you have to go back and check those analytics. You need to look at the information that Instagram and Facebook are gathering for you so that you know the best time to post. How many posts a week are working for you? Are your talking videos more popular than your educational videos, more popular maybe than your DMs? You everybody asks me those questions, but every single one of us has a different audience. And using analytics allows you over time to see what's working. So you can commit to 30, 60, 90 days of regular social media and look back over that time and know after 90 days, hey, Tuesdays at 3 o'clock, man, I am always getting action at that time. I need to post on Tuesdays at 3 o'clock. It starts to take away some of the guesswork when you are analyzing those analytics. So, 3 times a week minimum. And it doesn't have to be exhausting because there are tools like the Meta Business Suite that allows you to post directly from Meta for both Facebook and Instagram. Find it very confusing, which is why I use Metricool. Metricool allows me to post across different social media backgrounds. So I can sit down for 2 hours on a Monday and create my social media for the entire month in a 2 hour time frame. So the only thing I have to be concerned about instead of posting over that next month is going back and engaging and interacting. And for that, I give myself about a 30-minute window a day, and I will even set an alarm so I don't get sucked in to the social media time warp where you can look up and an hour be gone. I know that's happened to all of us, right? Okay, here is your 30-day social media challenge. It's really simple, but guys, if I gave you something really hard, you wouldn't do it. So I want you to try this. I want you to try just for 30 days explaining a common client mistake. Think of 3 different mistakes and then come up with 3 different videos for it, or 3 different ways to post that, excuse me. A talking video, maybe you make a carousel, maybe you do just one graphic about it. Same with week 2. I want you to do behind the scenes or your prep routines in week 2. Do 3 talking videos about it. Do 3 behind the scenes videos about it. That'll really get you some good traction. Week 3, I want you to do short talking videos answering your most frequently asked questions. So spend a moment reflecting on the top 3 questions that you are asked most in your career from the general public and create 3 talking videos about those. And then week 4, focus on your community. Focus on creating a community post 3 times a week. And as we move towards spring, it gets a lot easier because everybody's having little festivals, they're having all the spring flings and all of that. So for week 4, it should be a little easier to do some community focus post just based on what's happening in your community. The point here is not to go viral. That's not what you're trying to do. You're not an influencer, you're a notary. You need to be visible when somebody needs a notary, and this is a way to do it. If you don't want to get out in person, which you need to be getting out in person on some level, but if that is intimidating to you, then really lean into this while you are working on your networking skills and conversation skills so that you can still make an impact in your community. And if you have any questions, I want us to leave us time for questions right now. But if anything pops up after this call, that is my email address. I am happy to answer any questions that you may have. And of course, across all media, I am at Marketing4Notaries, and I hope you do follow me so we can stay in touch. And my friend Oswald has a question right off the bat. Oswald, what you got for me?
How do you feel about all these notaries creating all this cartoon pictures on their business profile?
Um, I I think it's a fun little activity to do with ChatGPT. I don't think it needs to be a priority. I mean, if you want to throw it up there once, but don't make it your profile picture.
Yes, a
You
lot of
are your
them.
brand. You are your
Mhm,
brand. People need to see Oswald's face.
that's
This is
right.
the guy coming to my house. A cartoon is not coming to the house.
I figured that out a couple of months ago because I had did something similar to that by maybe a year and a half ago. I took
Hmm.
all that stuff down. I said, wait, hold it. I am not a caricature, and the caricature belongs into my logo. So I
Yeah.
had decided to take all that down. But if you go to people's Facebook pages, you notice they have, you know, AI pictures of themselves. They're a whole lot younger and things to that nature.
That's my favorite. I call it, I hope nobody's a realtor on this call. If you are, I'm sorry, but it's like a widely known joke. But I call those realtor pictures where it's like you look at the picture and you're like, oh, this 35-year-old woman looks pleasant. And you meet them in person and they're like 75. And you're like, wait, that's not what you look like. Yeah,
Jen, I
no,
got a second question for you
yeah,
too.
go ahead.
How do you feel about there are notaries out there that have actually created AI videos of themselves.
Uh-huh.
Do you think and it looks like them. It's their current face, their current body type. It's not like some of the others out there that, they put their pictures when they were 20 and 30. But and I think it's a cool idea, and I'm trying to entertain the thought of creating an AI video. Should I?
As long as you credit AI at the
Mm-hmm.
end and say, this was created with AI, I think it's perfectly fine. What do you think, Oswald, when you see a video that was created? Do you know when it's created with AI and when it isn't?
Oh yeah, you could tell. You can
Okay,
really tell.
so will your audience. So
Mm-hmm.
just keep that in mind.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah. And based on your, if you think it's fine, and you want to do it and say, AI helps me create this video, it's a good idea. Just I wouldn't try and pass it off as, real when it's not, because we can all kind of tell, especially if you use AI for any length of time. Great questions. Let's see, Jamela, am I saying your name right?
Yes, hi, my name is
Hi,
Jamila. Hi,
Jamila.
hi
Hi.
everyone. Yes,
Good. How are you
so
today?
I'm doing well, thank you. I'm glad I
Good.
got on this call today. Very interesting um, topic. So um, I just wanted to elaborate off of Oswald. I use a lot of AI, and I don't really try to come across as that it's me because I know people know it's me because uh, I know that it's a big thing now. So the cartoon, that was just a trend. Everyone's having fun with that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that cartoon, everyone did it. We probably took a lot of water from the earth doing that as well. Um, but the AI is a big thing, and you do want to give AI credit, but most people will know. So, I mean, you're not trying to make it come across that it's you because we're smart, right? People know that it's AI. We're using AI generator. AI is huge. It's really particularly huge on TikTok. And there's a lot of people who are educating on that matter.
Hmm.
So where you can have your AI talk for you
Hmm.
and things like that. Now, I'm not saying do it all the time because I'm not a big person like you, Jen, or your daughter. So I'm learning as I go and always wanting to learn because I gets out there, okay? And I just wanted to say that AI is a big thing, and it is a way that you can use to create. But I would still want to come on live, and show your face. You
And
don't
that's the
want to,
point. Yeah,
right?
that's the point.
Um,
It's a tool. AI is a tool.
You do want to come
I
on live so your people can see you, which I do that and make reels
Yeah.
as well. So they
Yeah.
know what I look like and who I
Mhm.
am. But that
Mhm.
was funny though, because the other one with the 35-year-old girl on my business page, I was laughing. I'm like, yeah, I look like I'm about 29 on that page.
Oh, I've
So,
looked at some pictures I've posted of myself before, and I was like, that is not what I look like now, or that was
okay,
some
well,
good
look, I
face
look pretty
tuning,
good
or
for my age, but good, that picture on myself, I was like, maybe I should take that one down right there. But these were great points, really, and I took a lot of screenshots of these
Hmm.
slides.
Well,
I
I'm
just
going to
wanted to
send this
say thank
whole.
you.
Thank you. I'm going to send the whole presentation to Teresa,
Yeah, so
so
I
she
can get a
can.
copy of that.
Yeah, so she can push it out to you guys.
Because
And
the social media thing is important because now that I have a lot of downtime, I can actually go back. For example, Jen, if you didn't know, my logo registered for trademark last year. So
Mhm.
now I'm able to go back and everywhere where it says the Notary Giant, I can add that R symbol to it. Okay. Because I saw um a clothing like a clothing person uh on Skip. Skip is a company that you apply for grants every week. They give away two $1,000 prizes per week and then 10,000, throughout several times a year, they're giving away $10,000. And I happen to look on this person's page and I'm like, oh, I called her directly while, Skip was, they was doing they have a way of choosing your name. And then I said, hey, I'm going to do that too, because my logo registered for trademark. And then the lady said her logo didn't register for trademark yet. And I said, well, what you're doing is really illegal because people can go to the USPTO or the United States Patent and Trademark Office and they can actually see if you register for trademark.
Yeah.
So she's like, okay, she'll take it down. And then eventually she did take it down. But then she's like, dang, I should have left it up because a few days later, her logo registered for trademark.
Mm.
So she had to really go back and do it because, she said she'd been waiting for 4 years. I'm like, wow, it only took me 11 months.
Yeah. It's a process. It's not um it's not fully necessary for a lot of people, especially, Oswald, you live in a big city.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes sense for you. It
Mm-hmm.
really does make sense for you. Um, for somebody that's in a smaller town, probably doesn't make that much sense to worry about trademarks and stuff. But I do want to just talk about your logo for a second.
Mm-hmm.
For most folks, and New York City's different. You're in New York, right?
Yes.
Yeah. New York City's different. Oswald and I met at a conference in was it Montana? No, Michigan. Michigan. That's where we
Michigan.
met.
We didn't meet at Philly Social too.
Maybe we did. I was there in 22.
I was there in 22,
No, I think you were there in 24 as well.
24. Okay.
Um,
Yeah, I think it was
yeah, I
23
think
or
my last time
24.
there was in 22. But
Okay.
anyway,
Mm-hmm.
sorry. Your brand is not your logo for
Right.
most of us running a small service-based business in our communities. This is your logo, right? This is your brand. This is what people need to get familiar with. So they feel comfortable inviting you into their home and feel comfortable inviting you to their place of business. Your situation, you're in the biggest city, one of the biggest cities in the world. So it makes sense that you would want to trademark your brand and, push out your logo and things like that. It makes total sense for you. Um, but we need to remember for the majority of us, our logos are not our brand. It's not about the logo and the colors and all that. It's about
Right.
us.
Mm-hmm.
It's about, can you trust me? And the best way to do that is to make yourself seen.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
all and that's the other thing too. So in my LinkedIn, I used to have the logo up as my face, and then I took it down. I said, "Hey, people need to see my face." So in the pages that I've created on Facebook and WhatsApp and Instagram, yes, my logo's up because it doesn't have my name on there; it just has the name of my company. So
Uh-huh.
I've learned to do all of that. I was going to say something else and I forgot.
All right, thank you. Jen, I want to thank you so much for being here with us today. I really appreciate you, and I want to take you up on your challenge. For those of us who are here and are interested, I want to take you up on your challenge and invite you back to see the results of the challenge.
Sure. Oh my gosh, I would
Okay,
love that.
so
Yes.
in 30 days from now will be March 9th again. So if you're available, that would be great.
I
Um,
believe I am. Let me just double check with Laura
okay,
Oh,
that
yeah,
I
it's
did
going to be
that.
Monday, March 9th.
yes,
Yeah, I need to
that's
check
fine.
with Laura
Okay,
because normally we have our CNTDA Ask Me Anything call. and she's
Oh,
managing it today because I'm here. So,
okay.
yeah, I just
Actually,
go
actually,
ahead.
Laura's going to be here with us on the 2nd of March.
I know, and I'll
Yeah.
be managing the call for her. That one.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome.
One
Awesome.
more thing, because you talked about notary influencer. I've had a lot of other notaries out there say that I'm a notary influencer. I understand now it's the name of my company that made me an
Yeah.
influencer. But I try
Mhm.
to tell people, hey, we're in the same industry, we're doing the same work, because at the time I didn't really accept it until now.
Yeah.
Now I can accept it because I know it's my logo, it's my hype, it's what I created for myself, which is cool.
You are leaning, it's called leaning into your uniqueness. And I think that is something we should all do. We are all unique in some way, shape, or form, and we should all lean into that. Isn't that the point of having our own businesses?
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
All
yeah.
right. Before we go, Jen, thanks again for joining us. I would like to talk about something that is very near and dear to me. I posted in the chat is we have launched a wall to honor and celebrate notaries who are no longer with us. It's a Notaries Memorial Wall.
Mhm.
If you know of a notary who has died or transition. If you know of that notary, I'd like you to visit that page and share the link with a family member if you don't know the details, or with a family member, so that they could complete the intake form and we'll have them posted to that wall. Right now we have the wall is being populated each day. So we ask you to visit us and see the notaries who have transitioned, read about them and their story. So that's it. That's all I have for that. If you know of a notary, please complete the form and submit it, and we will go through it, do the research, and get them listed on the wall, on the notary's wall,
Awesome.
memorial wall. But
Thank you so much for having me today, Teresa. I appreciate it so much and for all the work you do in this amazing community. Thank you.
thank you. That's all we have for today, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, I'm sorry for being off camera. Next week, I'm hoping I'm in a better health and strength, and you'll see my beautiful face. I'm not sure what shade of lipstick I'll be wearing then, but it will be popping. But thank you all for being here with us today. I'm gonna get the when I get the file from Jen, I'll send it out to you guys. In the meantime, we're gonna have the replay posted on the Notary Today wall, so you guys can visit it and get the link there. I'll send the link out to you so you can know when it's posted. Okay.
Awesome.
Thank
Thanks so much, you guys.
thank you,
Have a great
Jen. Thank you.
week.
Teresa, can I call you after you're hanging up this live?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Call me too.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Feel better, Teresa.
Thank you so much, Jen. Thank you, everyone. Have a
Bye-bye.
wonderful day. Have a great week. Join us for coffee hour in the morning. You should have the link. If you don't, visit us to get the link and join us. All right. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
Thank
Bye.
you all. Have a good
Akia,
day.
Akia, where you
Yes,
said you were joining us from?
I'm Riverview, Florida, Tampa Bay area.
Oh, okay. Have you been with us before?
No, ma'am, first time. Got your information from Lisa.
Oh, Lisa Sweeting. Oh, yeah. She's
Yes,
not.
ma'am.
She's usually here every day, but she's not well. She's not available today. All
Yes,
right.
yes.
All right.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
All
So
right. Take
since you
care.
since you registered, you'll probably get our emails then, so that
Okay,
you
no
can know when we're
problem.
live. Okay. All right.
Yes,
Thank you all.
ma'am. Thank you all.
You're
Bye bye.
welcome. Bye bye.